Okay, hello guys. So today I'm gonna talk about the 5 biggest differences between Sweden and Japan, at least according to me. Some of the things might be things that you've already heard about, and some things might not. Either way, let's get into it.
Number 1. Follow the rules.
Okay, so the first one is the rules. Japanese people are on average a lot more diligent when it comes to following rules. Even if you would feel like, given the situation, a rule might seem pointless at times, right? Japanese people still tend to make sure that you follow the rule till the end, no matter what. An example of that is, for example, this Japanese guy here. As you can see, is very Japanese, right? It's 5 in the morning. There are no people around him, no one in sight, no one who sees him. Probably no one's just looking from a window because most people are sleeping, right? There are no police nearby. There are no cars in sight, and you have vision at least like 500 meters in both directions. But, however, here at the crosswalk, the lights are red. So since it's not okay to jaywalk, he makes sure he's sticking to the rules and not committing the crime of jaywalking. Because even if the police can't see him, in the morning he will see himself in the mirror. How can he face himself if he commits jaywalking? Yes, it was a bit surprising for me when I came here to Japan, because like in Sweden, even if the lights are red, if there are no cars nearby, or even if there is a car but it's pretty far away, most people just ignore the lights and cross the street anyways. But here in Japan, I've been here for like almost 7 years now, and I think I've seen maybe like 1 or 2 people jaywalk here, maybe. And maybe they weren't even Japanese, maybe they were like Vietnamese or Chinese or something. So yeah, so it's both good and bad. So they're I mean, of course it's a bit tiresome to follow rules all the time, right? But it also brings order to things, like, right? So it's more disciplined, right? But yeah.
Part number 2. Schools.
The second part, schools. Schools are quite different in Japan compared to Sweden. And this also ties a little bit into the rule thing. So, at least when I went to school in Sweden, my school was pretty relaxed, probably even compared to other schools in Sweden, so it was a little bit special, but still, I think like on average it's a lot more relaxed. Like, for example, in Japanese schools, you're not allowed to bring anything to school that's not related to studying. So you're not allowed to bring toys or a skateboard or even a bicycle, like, yeah, essentially nothing. Only things like a ruler and a pencil and eraser and stuff like that, also, for lunch they have to eat like, they have a fixed portion that they receive at lunch. So someone or they have like someone who gives them like a little bit of everything that's included in the lunch, and they have to, so everyone gets the same portion. I'm not sure if you can get more if you want, but you have like a fixed portion, and everyone has to get their portion, sit down, and everyone needs to say itadakimasu, which means like now it's time to eat, kind of, before anyone can start eating. So they have to start at the same time, and then you have to finish your meal. I'm not sure what happens if you don't finish. Might depend on the teacher how strict they are with that, but yeah, essentially, like, they have to finish, right? And when they're finished, everyone have to say thank you for the meal, like gochisousama deshita it's called. And then they can go on a lunch break, or so you so one would think, but in reality they have to clean the school for 20 minutes after lunch. So everyone gets assigned to one part of the school to clean, and when they're done with that, they can finally have their short 20 minutes break. Yeah, so everyone gets the same. Like in Sweden, we had like, it was like a buffet. You could, well, there weren't many things to choose from, but like, you could choose how much you would eat of what you want to eat. Like if you had rice and sauce, or I don't know, rice and a stew or something, I don't know. You could choose how much rice you would have, and like, or if you would want to have any rice at all. Like you could choose, right? But that's not the case in Japan. Also, like the graduation ceremonies are a bit surprising. Like, so I went to one, and they have these. They have to like practice speeches where they like praise their teacher, saying like, "Thank you, my teacher, for all the food you've given me, making me strong and healthy. Thank you for all the good advice you've given me through all these years. Thank you very much." And everyone's like, they have like staged this performance where one kid speaks at one time, and then there's the next kid's turn. So it's not like they're actually just saying this from. It's not like they're it's not in the moment. It's all staged, kind of like. So it feels kind of like a dictatorship. Like the teacher is the dictator, and all the students have to like sing his praises, like, or her. So yeah, it's a bit. I don't remember exactly how our graduation ceremonies were, but they were more like the teacher were talking, and we didn't have to prepare anything, right? Like if we wanted to say something, we could say something, but we didn't have to do it. Like in Japan, they spend like 5 to 10 hours of just pure preparation during lesson time for the for the graduation ceremonies. It's a bit surprising. Well, some might think it's like heartwarming, and like feels like when I asked a Japanese teacher about it, he was like, "Doesn't it feel very cold to like not have anything like that?" I'm like, well, I guess so. Maybe you could make a point of that, right? But yeah, so basically the schools are kind of strict, yeah. And it's very like, it's a little bit like military. I'm not sure how other countries are. I would imagine that like the UK is a little bit like more like Japanese schools, maybe. They also have like like school uniforms and stuff, right? Like that, right? So yeah, but that's a big difference, to me at least, because I was working at Japanese elementary schools for like 2 years, and I was a bit shocked. Didn't think it would be that strict.